Let's talk about how to convert your interactions into phone numbers and dates. And there's really 3 different things I see that men are making the mistake about that's probably stopping you from getting that phone number and getting that date. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about each of these and how you could be kind of fixing these problems. I've struggled with all of these, by the way, so I've made that progression. I'm really just gonna be speaking from experience. One thing is actually your appearance, okay? So something that's important that some people and coaches don't really talk about, especially on some of these platforms, is the idea that the open doesn't start from the moment you say the open. The open starts from the moment the girl sees you. We as human beings, we see people and we will start to size them up and categorize them just based on the way that they are looking, the way that they are walking and moving, the way that the environment may or may not be reacting to them. All right, so the open begins the moment the girl sees you. Now, if you're in a nightclub, she may see you and you're interacting with other people, which can be beneficial depending on how you're working the environment. But in day game, it's pretty unlikely that you're gonna be like working an environment or working a venue during day game. So if you're gonna go up and approach a girl, she is going to start to categorize you and judge you the moment she sees you. So your appearance is important. Some of you guys are just blaming either your height or your genetics, and that's simply not the case, guys. Like, despite how I look at this point, I can honestly say I am not genetically gifted by any means. I'm 5'8". I used to be damn near bald because I didn't take care of my hair. My teeth were crooked. I've been working out for the last 13 years. My fashion used to be shit. My smile was bad. I had no accessories, no tattoos, no muscle, and I walked with my head down in bad posture, okay? I have dramatically worked on my look over the last 13 years. I continue to improve my look, my fashion, my health, my fitness, my accessories, my grooming. I'm always trying to improve my look. And even moving forward, that's something I'm still trying to work on, okay? I'm trying to put on more muscle, get more lean, get nicer clothes. So your appearance and the way you move, also the way you walk, okay? Like your chest out a little bit, chin up, good smile on your face, not overly cheesing, but a little bit of a nice smirk on your face with your head up and chest out, and a nice slow walk too. I'm moving slow, I'm not fast and fidgety in the environment. So the open starts with the look, okay? So that's number 1. So you guys need to evaluate. A lot of you dudes, if you just lost 10 to 15 pounds, you would actually look a lot better if you were a little bit more lean. Or if you're really scrawny, then you would look better with a little bit more muscle. And a lot of you dudes just don't dress that well either, okay? I promise you, if you got your body a little bit more on point and you just dressed a little bit better, you would already start conveying more confidence. That's one thing to consider, and that's something you should be working on long term and just striving to improve slowly. Because I can tell you, if I'm 400 pounds, I smell like shit and I look horrible, it doesn't matter the words and the vibe. The girl's not gonna respond well, just period. Now, you don't need to look like a model, but you do need to look presentable. Number 2 is your vibe. All right, so if you're approaching a girl and you're unconfident, or what's even worse is you're nervous or you're insecure, and that comes off in your communication, that is going to result in the girl not responding to you well. You're gonna work on that by slowly pushing yourself into more and more situations where you're gonna have to be social. Okay, so not only did I work on my look for a very long time and continue to do so, but I also worked on my vibe and my social confidence. I was that World of Warcraft video game nerd, virgin, loser that had never got a girl. The idea of losing my virginity was extremely scary and terrifying, and I never even wanted to talk to girls. That's why I literally was the video game guy. I'd rather work on my video game character than improving my own character. Now, the secret that I learned after wasting a decade of my life is that you can actually treat yourself like the video game character. It gamified my life. You can start to treat your own character as a video game and work on these attributes. So I started going out and doing cold approach. At first, it was extremely terrifying. I would go up to girls, I would be shitting myself. And then slowly I learned over time that, hey, you could get better at this. Dude, you're not smiling. Dude, your voice sounds weak. You need to have a little bit of a smile, confident voice when you're communicating with the girl. I used to have nervous, fidgety movements and mannerisms with my body when I was in the interaction. I would start shaking my feet around and keeping my hands in my pockets, like twiddling my thumb, like jamming my straw drink, or like doing like this, or my shoulders would be like this. I'd be like breaking eye contact. Okay, and as I got more and more interactions in, I slowly started to just chisel away at the bad things that I did, and I slowly started to correct them. The vibe is something that takes practice. The more interactions you can get into with people in general, the stronger your vibe's gonna be. And that's why I tell guys, don't just focus on doing cold approach on Friday night, Saturday night. You should be trying to get into small interactions throughout your day to day. Try to have a 2-minute conversation with the cashier. Try to have a minute interaction at the gas station. Talk to the dude at the front desk. Talk to the person in the elevator. On your morning walk, go out of your way to have a longer walk and say good morning to like 3 to 5 people. I have a better day when I talk to the person in the elevator and I say good morning to 10 people on my morning walk. I have a better day. I just feel better energy socially. And that bleeds through in my day-to-day communication. And then I have a longer talk with somebody at the gym, like later on my day, and then I'll end up either going on a date like throughout the week, or I'll go out Friday night, Saturday night, and I push that comfort zone more and more and more. Over time, your social confidence will go up. And that's how you're gonna increase the vibe. The last thing I wanna talk about is the actual technique when you're in the interaction. Okay, so if you have like a decent look, which most of you guys do, you just need to keep improving it over time. And most of you guys have a decent vibe already. A lot of you dudes could get into interactions, and if you just change a couple small things, you could be getting results very quickly. A lot of my clients, I don't work with my clients for years on end, and then they finally get a girl. My coaching program is fucking 8 weeks long. It's designed to get you the results like right now. All right, and there's a reason that it's only that time, because I can get you a result that quickly. So the last thing is the techniques that you should be using in the conversation. Another mistake I see guys making is that when they get into the interaction, they're very quick to start to ask the girl out. It's unlikely that you're gonna get into a 1 to 2 minute interaction with the girl, blow her away, and just get her phone number, and that's gonna convert into a date. It can happen, but you're gonna have to really run a lot of volume, or you're gonna have to be a really good looking guy to the point where the girl just sees you for a minute and she's sold on you. All right, so don't think you're just gonna run a 1 minute interaction and ask the girl out. The reality is that you need to get into a conversation. You need to be able to vibe with the girl for several minutes. I would say at least 3 to 5 minutes, like minimum. If you wanna have a short interaction, okay, like 3 minutes, you should be vibing. You should be able to tease the girl a little bit. That's another thing dudes just don't do at all. You need to learn the art of subtly teasing. All right, that's module 3 inside the program. You need to start to tease the girl to create emotion. And then we're gonna be transitioning into a little bit of intent. You continue to vibe with the girl. And then we wanna start moving into the idea of seeding a meetup. Okay, you don't just straight up ask the girl. We're not 2 minutes into the conversation and we say, hey, can I get your phone number? We should go on a date. Like, that's too soon. It's giving away all your power. It's putting all the cards out on the table. And when the girl's not already in a position where she's bought into you, well, that's gonna result in her saying, you know, like, I don't really give my number out like that. Or, maybe, you know? It's because you gave her all the power, you put her in the decision-making frame, and now she's the one that's like, we'll see, like, if I'm free, I'll text you. You know what that means? That's a fucking no. I've never saw a girl and I was like, maybe I'll hang out with you. Like, dude, you know whether or not you want to be with the person. And the girl, ultimately, she may not know instantly, but she'll be intrigued enough to keep the conversation going. And that's why I'm saying, if you do these things right, you know how to vibe properly, you know how to tease her a little bit, you know how to start to make the conversation just a little flirty. You could sprinkle in some get to know you talk, and then over the span of 3, 5, 10 minutes, if it's a longer interaction you should be leading to, you could then start to baby step your way towards a close. I think one of the easiest ways to do that is implying maybe we could meet up at some point to do blank activity. Okay, and if you're already teasing her, you could do it in more of a teasing, challenging kind of a way, which would be something like, yeah, I would invite you to come do this, but honestly, I don't know because of blank. And that blank would be whatever you were already teasing the girl on. One other thing I want to point out is that if you guys are also having quick interactions, having a good Instagram or social media presence can also do a lot of the heavy lifting for you too, because you could run a decent interaction, enough to at least get the girl's IG. And then when she goes and looks you up on Instagram, if your IG profile is really set up nicely, it will actually boost the impression that she has of you. That's just one other thing you can do. You don't need to have an amazing IG. I think having a decent one will go a long way. But what's really important is a combination of everything I'm telling you guys in this teaching right here, which is like, number 1, work on your appearance. It's important, dude. Take your diet seriously. Take your fashion seriously, as well as your vibe and your communication. That's not gonna change overnight either. This is something you're gonna be working at, and personally, like I said, the more you could do this on a day-to-day basis, the easier it's gonna be to actually just become that guy and make an identity level change. If you just do this on a one-off Saturday night, you're not making a core identity level change. I encourage you guys to start pushing yourself to be a little bit more social in your day-to-day wherever you're going. It will change your life. I promise you it will change your life. And then the last part of this is the actual technique. So like I said, you wanna go in confident, you wanna have a good vibe. I think a big thing that a lot of men aren't doing is actually just teasing the girl and finding subtle ways to sprinkle in flirting throughout the interaction. And then once you have the girl engaged, you can either lead the conversation, and once the vibe has been built up enough, you wanna start baby stepping your way subtly into asking the girl out. That could be inviting her out with your friends. That could be, if the vibe's good enough, into a one-on-one date. And obviously, having a solid Instagram up is gonna help the conversion too, okay? So use all three of these concepts, assess where you're at with all of these things, and then you wanna start making your way, improving each one of these. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. For anybody that's interested in working with me personally to implement these concepts into your own life, I've put together a new coaching program where you could actually work with me directly, one-on-one. We have live calls. I'm gonna show you the entire structure of how you should be running your dates and your interactions. We'll hold you accountable on it. We'll set weekly goals for you and actually push you through that process to go from where you're at right now to achieve your dream dating life. I've already helped hundreds, if not thousands of guys already make this transformation, so there's no reason I can't do the same thing for you as well. So all you have to do is click the link in the description. That's gonna bring up the application where you just answer a couple quick questions, and then you can book out a day and a time to actually sit down with us on a free consultation call so we can discuss more details about what that would look like, okay? The link is in the description. Click that link, man. Honestly, click that link. Watching videos is only gonna get you so far without implementation and execution, and that's why I've put together this program. So click that link below, fill out that application, book out that free call. I look forward to seeing you on that consultation call. Peace out.